Royal Marines on Arctic exercise alongside their NATO allies. These commando units and their fast attack craft symbolise the kind of rapidly deployable forces the UK Ministry of Defence sees as key to its future defence strategy. But faced with an ultra-aggressive Russia and its invasion of Ukraine, many defence experts are deeply concerned that cuts in force numbers have gone too far. With the Chancellor's spring statement a week away, he faces multiple competing demands. But defence spending has to be a key priority, according to the former head of the Army, who wants to see a £10 billion annual increase to the MOD's budget.
We've probably taken too much risk with our land warfare capability, and what we're now seeing with what the Russians are doing has exposed us to the extent that we really can't match that kind of capability, the sort of capability that the Russians are showing. So there is a very strong case to say we need to increase our defence budget by about £10 billion a year.
In 1990, at the end of the Cold War, the strength of the British Army was 150,000 personnel and 1,200 main battle tanks. Continued reductions in strength over the years left the Army with 82,500 soldiers last year and 227 battle tanks. The latest defence review means a further 10,000 cuts in Army numbers over the next few years, with the battle tank strength dropping to just 148. For the strategic planners who thought that tank warfare had had its day, they only need look at Ukraine and the massive armour being deployed by Russia. But that conflict has also shown how small, sophisticated missile systems are proving highly effective. Like Lord Dannatt, the chair of the Commons Defence Select Committee wants an immediate increase in funding of at least 20% and a reversal of plans to cut the number of land forces and tanks.
We've got rid of the Warrior fighting vehicle. This is a lighter tank with a big armament on the top of it. I used it in places like Bosnia. Very, very effective indeed. Brilliant for dismounted infantry as well. Now we're getting rid of all those, replacing that vehicle, this tracked vehicle, with a wheeled vehicle which doesn't have a big gun on the top. Now that would mean that we'd be very vulnerable on the battlefield itself.
In a statement, the Ministry of Defence told us to tackle the growing threats we face, we launched the Army's Radical Future Soldier reforms at the end of last year, which will make the service more agile, lethal and expeditionary. The Ministry of Defence has faced repeated criticism over the years for badly managed and over-ambitious equipment programmes, which have often seen their costs spiralling out of control. Lord Dannatt believes it may be time to look at buying some equipment off the shelf.
It's very good for British industry to design our own equipment, but perhaps sometimes, if there is an urgency about it, we ought to look to see what is there, probably on the American market, and consider holding our nose, if we like, and buying foreign as opposed to building it ourselves.
Okay, fire.
The UK has already doubled its military presence to bolster defences of some of its Eastern European allies, with many NATO countries, including Germany, looking to massively increase their defence spending in the face of a possible new Cold War. The pressure on the British government to follow suit is immense. Mark White, GB News.